This is why many elderly people will not live past 82. If you are old, you need to see this now. Do you ever feel like your body is sending you subtle, gentle, yet persistent signals that something is changing inside? Not a sharp pain or a clear illness, but a vague fatigue, a sense of missing something important that you can't quite name. Many people after 60 feel this way. They wake up in the morning with little to look forward to. They feel like they're drifting away from joy, from connection, from who they used to be. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the main reasons why many people don't live well past 82. It's not a sudden heart attack or a sudden medical diagnosis, but a quiet withering away, a gradual retreat of vitality, of emotion, of connection to life itself. We don't talk about aging as something to be feared. On the contrary, old age can be a wonderful chapter if we understand what's really going on and know how to keep that spark alive. And it all starts with something seemingly simple: pleasure, the joy of living, the thrill, the connection. Not just physical desire, but the whole feeling of being alive, of being worth living. But too many people have accepted that after 60, those feelings must disappear. They've been told that loss of desire is normal. That loss of connection is natural. That if you don't feel excited anymore, it's just getting older. But that's a sweet and dangerous lie. You see, disconnection is not a necessary part of aging. In fact, it's a signal, a sign that something is wrong in your dopamine system, in your blood circulation, in your hormonal balance. Dopamine, that little chemical that creates motivation, passion, and excitement for life, doesn't just go away as you get older. It only goes away if you let it go. And when it goes away, not only does pleasure go away, it also fades away. Many people don't realize that what they think of as old age is actually a biological decline that can be corrected. When you stop laughing, stop feeling connected, stop wanting to explore, it's not because you're old. It's because you're losing blood flow to your brain, to your heart, to the parts of your body that feed your senses. Your body needs blood to live, but it also needs blood to feel. When circulation slows down, not only do your hands and feet get cold, but your emotions go cold. And when that happens, it's easy to lose yourself, lose connection, and ultimately, lose your reason to live. You don't have to wait until it's too late. There are small signs you can look for. Do you feel tired despite getting enough sleep? Do you find yourself losing interest in things that used to excite you? Do you find yourself avoiding intimacy for no apparent reason? If so, it's time to take a deeper look, not to worry, but to take back control. The amazing thing is, your body is resilient. Whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, your dopamine system can be awakened. Your blood flow can be improved. Desire, connection, arousal, they're all still there if you know how to rekindle them. Let me tell you more about that. About how people over 65 have regained their energy, vitality, and meaning in life with just a few small changes. But first, stop for a moment and ask yourself, are you really living or just existing? You know, many old people often say, I don't have any serious illness, why do I still feel weaker every day? The answer often lies in what is invisible, the things we think are normal but are silently eroding our life expectancy. And the next thing on our journey is an extremely common culprit that most people over 60 encounter, but few really understand: the disconnection between emotional connection and physical pleasure. I know, this is a sensitive topic. But if you are willing to look at it, I believe you will realize an important truth. When we lose our emotional connection, especially the intimate emotions and physical touch, we lose a huge part of our life. Have you ever wondered why people who live long, healthy lives often have a bright smile, bright eyes, a hand always ready to hold another's hand? They are not necessarily healthier than you, but they have a reason to wake up every morning. Someone to love. A moment of closeness that makes them feel alive. On the contrary, when we fall into loneliness, when relationships become cold, or when we are afraid to talk about emotions and sex because we think I am old, that is when the nervous system begins to shrink. The body secretes less dopamine, serotonin, hormones that maintain youthfulness and motivation. The immune system weakens. life gradually becomes pale. Studies have shown that loving touch, from hugging, holding hands, to intimate gestures, helps lower blood pressure, improve blood circulation, stimulate the release of oxytocin, a hormone that reduces stress and prolongs life. Yet many people over 60 consider this a luxury, unnecessary, or worse, embarrassing. The truth is, there is nothing shameful about wanting to be loved. And no age is too old for emotions. On the contrary, when you deny this, you are denying an important part of helping you live longer. The next step in the journey to longevity is also very insidious, that is losing the purpose of life. It sounds abstract, but let me tell you a story. There is a group of Japanese people living on the island of Okinawa, famous for having many elderly people living well into their 90s, even over 100 years old. They have a concept called ikigai, a reason to wake up every morning. It doesn't have to be anything big. Just something you look forward to, a small garden, a friend to play chess with, a dog you take for a walk. When you no longer have a reason to wake up, your body no longer sees a reason to continue. Your heart beats slower. Your brain works less. Your muscles atrophy. You're still alive, but like a dim light. And slowly, you die. Not because of illness, but because you stop choosing to live. You don't need a special talent to have a reason to live. Just a desire to reconnect with something that makes your heart flutter. Maybe it's writing a few lines in a diary. Maybe it's cooking for your loved ones. Maybe it's going for a morning walk with a group of old friends. What matters is not how big or small your work is, it's that you feel like you're still a living part of this world. Finally, I want you to ask yourself, when you woke up this morning, what made you feel that life was worth living? If you don't have an answer, don't worry. You can create a new answer, starting today. And that answer, no matter how small, could be the thing that keeps you alive until 90 or beyond. We don't die of old age. We die of losing control of our lives. Think about the last time you did something because I wanted to, not because your kids told you to, or because your doctor told you to. Maybe it was a picnic, a shirt you liked, a dance, or simply waking up early to make a cup of coffee, not for anyone else, but because you chose it for yourself. Longevity doesn't come from living a few more years. It comes from feeling each year, each day, with full presence. And I want you, if you're listening, to ask yourself this important question: are you still living the way you want to, or are you just existing in a mold that society has imposed on the elderly? If you can choose again, today. Choose to touch someone you love. Choose to say what you feel, not keep it inside for fear of being judged. Choose to start a hobby again, even if it's just for 10 minutes a day. Choose a small action that makes you feel alive, not just waiting. If you're over 60, over 70, or approaching 80, remember, you're not old just because of your age. You're old when you stop choosing to live as a human being with emotions, passion, connection, and freedom. If you need something to get you started, let this video be a reminder. And if you know someone who's silently giving up because they think it's too late, send this video to them. If you see yourself in what I've shared, or if something has touched your heart, leave a comment. Tell me, how did you choose to live again, even if it was just a small thing? Don't forget to like the video if it made you feel understood, encouraged. And if you want to continue this journey with me, where we stay healthy, happy, and independent as we age, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. See you in the next video.